What's going on, guys? I am going to be doing a reaction on my recent appearance of the Pop the Bloom show. Felt like I asked some interesting questions. Some people didn't fully understand the questions, so I'm going to go through and kind of share on the moment, kind of like my thoughts. So let me just pull it up. Okay. Let's do it.
Much for coming on. Let's go ahead and give it up for him, ladies. I'll take the mic. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead and bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Naeem.
Naeem, how old are you?
I am 33 years old.
And what do you do?
I am the top realtor in New Jersey. I run a sales team. I also have my mortgage license, and I help sellers net the most amount of money in the least amount of time. I help buyers find their dream house or their first investment property, and I'm also a real estate investor.
Okay, very nice. And what are some things you like to do for fun?
I like to travel. I like to dance. I like to go to a lounge, nice restaurants. I work. Work is fun to me.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right, and now what do you look for in a woman?
What do I look for in a woman? I look for someone that is feminine, someone that is loving, nurturing, kind, respectful, loyal, honest, and I would say someone that understands a man and the role that that man had to walk in order to be the man that he is today. Because every man has a journey, and they go through adversity to become the man that they are. So.
Okay. And now what are some of your...
Now, I want to just touch on that, right? Everyone has a story. Everyone goes through something. Everyone has trials and tribulations, right? But I'm just speaking for the men right now, especially black men in America. It is hard, right, to make it out of the environment, especially that where I come from, Patterson, New Jersey, single mom, raising 5 kids. My uncles got evicted, not evicted. My uncles got deported. My dad was in jail when I was younger. Gang violence. I literally thank God for everything first and foremost, right? The fact that I'm even where I am today is a miracle, all right, and I'm able to just kind of be an example for young black men that where I come from, that you can make it out. There's no excuses, right? You can take control of your life, right? So I have a story. So whatever woman that I'm with, I would love her to understand my story and who I am as a person. Because I would love her too, right? Because then that brings admiration, respect, right? And she'll understand that, I went through literally fire, me personally, to be the man that I am today, to be able to protect and provide for my family. All right, I'm like my number one goal in life is to build generational wealth, right? Generational wealth. That's all that I think about, right? I invest in real estate. I help others invest in real estate. I'm looking to build an empire, and someone that understands that, it has to be crucial, right? And because it's a long road. Like for me personally, like we deal with people trying to steal from us, betray us, rob us, right? Like it's stressful, right? So if someone understands like what their partner is going through to be the person that they are, just to even put bread on the table, I think that's important, right? Because otherwise, some people, especially in today's society, they don't even care, right? Because they'll even say like, hey, if the man don't pay the first date, I don't even want to deal with him, right? If a man can't provide, I'm not even talking to him, right? Like, so if you're not even at the finish line, you can't even have a conversation, right? So for me, I would I'd at least love for someone to understand the race that it took to get to the finish line, right? Not just because I'm at this finish line that everything's all fine and dandy, but that's the world that we live in today. Sometimes some people just don't care and they don't understand.
Your deal breakers.
Some of my deal breakers, I would say someone that overconsumes alcohol, smokes, argumentative, someone that's been outside, and I'm talking outside, meaning, if I go to this restaurant, they know the owner, they know the security guard, they know the bouncer. There's a lot going on, too much going on for me.
Okay. All right, so we did get some pop balloons.
Yeah.
Let's go on over there, see why they ended up.
So I know already that they took this out of context. I'm going to let it play outside, meaning like club every weekend, right? Like outside for the wrong reasons, right? Like on dates every weekend with this guy, with that guy. She knows she's been with everybody in the city. You understand? So that's kind of like what I meant.
Pop.
Let's do it.
All right, let's start here. Yeah, your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Sammy, 31, the outside comment, like, you're right, but I actually work for a lot of promotional teams in my city, so I help with like ticket sales, so I also have to attend said events, so a lot of people do know me in Boston, unfortunately. So
All right, well, that's your line of business, so that's different. You working. You're not like outside to.
No, it's like more of like a hobby thing. I help out these teams. I primarily do tech sales, but in the sales game, it's a lot of stuff, networking, you know what I mean? So
completely understand.
that's why, but yeah.
Completely understand.
All right, now she's someone that's your type.
She's beautiful. Yeah, she's attractive.
Again, right? Networking is completely fine. If it's for your job, that's different, right? If you got to survive, everyone has to survive. I'd even argue that women can network better than men, right? I like to look at things. I play chess, right? There's a king and there's a queen. The king can only move one space at a time, right? So the queen can work a room. So especially, I've seen situations where someone's significant other would know, right? Maybe the wife or the girlfriend of a certain business partner. Then they can like connect the dots, and then now there's business relationships are formed because of the family relationship, right? And so there's ways that women can move that guys can't. That is very valuable and is an amazing skill set.
She's definitely attractive. I mean, everyone here is attractive, so I don't have anything negative to say.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm 33.
How you doing, Sandy?
And I popped my balloon because your last comment about knowing people. I'm a professional model, so I know a lot of people. And if I feel like if I were to bring you around, you'll be like asking me like, oh, how you know this person? And I don't have time for that. That's come between my career. And if that's the problem, it's just not for me.
Again, knowing people, right? It's not an issue. If you literally right? Like if a girl was like let's say she was known in the industry for all the wrong reasons, then that's a different conversation, right? But like if it's completely work, business, professional, that's completely fine, right? Completely fine.
I'm sorry.
I completely understand.
You are a handsome man, and keep selling your realtor. You look nice.
Thank you. You look nice as well.
You got it.
You look nice as well.
Yeah, she's someone that's your type.
She's also attractive, and I respect your work, your line of work. You're a model, and completely understand.
I'm a professional signed model. It's a difference.
Professional.
Yeah,
Okay.
An Instagram model. I've been modeling before Instagram.
Okay.
Again, that's completely fine. That's completely fine. A great quote that I've heard before was that like men are born without value and they have to create it, and women are actually born with value and have to preserve it, right? So like every woman obviously is the queen, right? And you have to carry yourself as such, right? So when you're in certain settings, right, how do people know you, right? Like what are you known for? So if you're known for business and all that, then amazing, right? But if you're known around for all the wrong reasons, because now you're a representation also of yourself and your partner. So just things to be considerate of.
Okay.
Oh.
Your name and age and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Sade, I'm 28. Everything you said was good. I really just was trying to find like some type of chemistry there. Like you're very attractive, but I didn't really hear anything that was like I would be ready to leave with you today and we be a match. And I think it's only fair that we keep the balloon if we see a future with the person that we're talking to. So
Okay.
I'd rather give the other ladies a chance to find it because I wasn't 100%. So.
Okay. All right, well, you got to give me some time. I just got out here.
I know.
It's still early, but I still respect that.
It is, but yeah. That's why I popped.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, she's someone that's your type?
She's also attractive. They're all beautiful. They're all beautiful here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's head on back this way. So we've got 3 unpopped balloons.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask our remaining ladies a question.
All right, question. If I was taking care of everything, the bills, future plans, living situation, things of that nature, what would you be able to then bring to the table if I'm already making sure everything else is sorted?
Now, this is triggering. The reason why, right, is because it's an uncomfortable conversation. I'm completely with modern day society right now, and I don't know why. All right, because let's say, for example, if I would have said, "Hey guys, I don't work. I'm looking for a girl that can take care of me and be the provider and the protector," it will be pop, 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 pop. All right. So for me to ask, and I understand, right, because it's not a usual dynamic, especially from where we come from, right? It's not the norm. So some people can't even think or understand the situation. So for me to say, hey, besides beauty, right, and all that, right, because beauty fades, right, and money comes and go, right. So if everything is being taken care of, especially in my life today, right, like I've worked hard to be where I am. I have a cleaner. I eat out. I have meal preps. I can afford a chef. So like my life, how my life is right now is like it's not changing. So if a girl comes into my life, okay, so literally, you're coming into something where a lot of stuff is already can be taken care of, right? So now in that scenario, I'm gonna ask like, what are you willing to now like bring to the table? What can you bring to the table, right? Like and it's an easy answer really: peace, love, respect, undeniable loyalty. Listen, mental clarity, right? I'm going to support you. I'm going to just discernment. Maybe you do want to cater in the house. That's also fine. Affirmations, ways adding to the business. Maybe you want to be a part of the business. It's so many ways, right? A big thing for me is like just knowing like if things go wrong, right? Like you're still there, right? Like would you sleep with me under a bridge and also the penthouse, all right? Like would you be next to me? Would like do you got my back? Giving me the confidence to go out into the world, knowing that I'm gonna swing and go for everything, and knowing that no matter what, I'm gonna come home and get mental clarity. I'm gonna feel safe in a safe space, and maybe we're partners, and maybe she's going out doing her thing, and I'm doing my thing, and we're a power couple, right? It's so many different dynamics, but okay, let's hear it because this is my situation. How would you like to fit? How can you fit? So that was an open question.
Okay. Name it, age, and answer to this question.
I'm Kiara. I'm 31. I would, it just depends on our relationship, but I really wouldn't want it to just be like the typical cooking, cleaning, because I feel like as a woman, I bring more value to a relationship than that.
Let me just jump in there.
Okay.
Cooking and cleaning, that's also sorted. Restaurants, cleaner, all that, don't really have to worry. So if I can take care of that as well, then what more can you also add to the table?
I mean, if that's being done, then I would just hope that, we could spend a lot of time together and that I could support you in like any way that you need. It would really just depend on, our relationship. Yeah, it would depend on our relationship, but I feel like, if all of that is being taken care of, we should just be able to spend more time together and enjoy each other's company.
Okay.
We'll be back. Let's head down over here. Your name and age and answer to this question.
My name is Kisu. I'm 27. I find it hard that I don't really have an answer, but I don't have an answer because that's not a dynamic I've ever thought about for myself.
Interesting.
Again, it's something that people don't even think about from where we come from. I get it. I understand.
For my future family, I do like the idea of me providing in some way, shape, or form. Just due to what I saw with my parents, and I work really hard, and I feel like I want that to show in the family. So I can't answer that. I'm so sorry, but I hope that's an answer. Yeah, I'm gonna just pop. I ain't gonna hold you. Sorry.
Okay. So why'd you end up hopping?
I just don't think I would be a good fit. I'm not gonna be a good fit. I just feel like hearing a question like that, I can tell how you would want your partner, or hopefully how your future family dynamic will be, and that doesn't match with mine.
It's interesting because there's so many different dynamics in a relationship. So I just asked the question, right? And the reason why is because maybe in that scenario, a woman would then, maybe her concern would be taking care of the house, nurturing the kids, or maybe she wants to be a part of whatever journey that I'm on. So yeah, so to sum it up, every relationship is different, and it's a conversation, all right, and just interesting to kind of know if things were taken care of, what would the dynamic then be, or would the woman then want to add something to the table? But it's all up to discussion. Just no perfect relationship. Just many variables.
Got you.
Okay. All right.
But I respect your answer, love.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, and we did get a pop balloon over here. Your name and age, and why'd you end up popping your balloon?
Hi, I'm Dre. I'm 31. I don't know. The question was just a little off for me. I think, like you said, what do you bring to the table? I don't know. To me, just I didn't like that sentence frame, so it kind of stressed me out.
It stressed you out a
Yeah,
little bit?
it sure
Why did it stress
did.
you out?
I don't know. It was more like, like if you're taking care of everything, it's kind of like you expect me to do something back, but like naturally I would do it, but it was
Yeah.
just more like, what do you bring to the table? Like,
I
it
mean,
was just off.
it's not even bring something back, right? Like loving, being loyal, like if there's a bad day, if there's a bad year, I'm still here, like.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even that's something, right?
Yeah, I think you
So-
could have worded the question a little better, like how would you support me, or something like that. But yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
So we do still have an unpopped balloon. Any questions for him?
Outside of work, what do you do for free time? Like, what do you do for fun?
What I do for fun, as of late, I've been traveling a lot. So I definitely travel a lot, just in Dubai, just in Morocco, Cape Town, Guyana. I enjoy restaurants. I love dancing, so I got a lot of rhythm. If they was playing some music, I bust a dance move, but,
I forgot to mention gym. Health is wealth. Gym is a lifestyle. Forgot to mention that.
I love giving back as well.
Okay.
I love giving back as well. That's a big thing for me, inspiring the youth, especially as a black man in America. I feel as though one of the biggest things in this world is making an impact. So like I genuinely enjoy that. And when I can play sports, I'm a athlete. My nephew's now in wrestling. I'm an All-American wrestler. I play soccer. So coaching, I used to coach soccer. And that's pretty much what I do for fun.
Any questions for her?
Yeah, what's your toxic trait? Tell me something bad.
My toxic trait.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff.
I would say, if I could say my most toxic trait is I can be a little rebellious. That is. I'm just being honest. I'm an Aquarius, so that's something that I am working on. Just working on that.
Nothing so rebellious.
It was over right there.
Yeah. Other than that, I wouldn't really say. I mean, I'm not gonna name out like all of my toxic traits.
Guys, I'm not sure if you guys can notice. Like I've been my whole plan here was to be very respectful. I'm not gonna go here and make a fool out of myself or try to make one out of anybody else. All right, conversations, get my point across, ask my questions, and be as respectful as I can. Hear everybody out.
But other than that, I would say something that I've been told I need to work on is communication, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
But I do try to work on being a better communicator. I am a good listener, though, so.
So you're a good listener, but you're also rebellious.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, cool. Let me bring you up here with us. Let me have you scoot that way for me. Let me go on that way. Keep on going. Keep on going. All right, and you'll stand here. Oh, any final questions between the two of you?
I'll be honest. At this moment, I realized I didn't have like a pin to pop, and then after remove it, I'm like, oh, well, here we are. Gotta ask another question.
Yes.
Yes. Let's say that there was chaos for whatever reason in the world, and we had to escape a certain situation and you want to go.
So they actually cut, and then I was able to get something in my hand to pop. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that.
Left, but I want to go right. Which direction are you going?
So I asked a simple question. If we're in a situation and you want to go left, but I want to go right, which way are you going? And the reason why I asked this is to see if, she's obviously willing to let the man lead, right? Because there could be times maybe she may go against a decision that I have made, and she want to do something else. And let's say if we do things the way that she wants to do it, and if it goes the wrong way, whose fault is it? It's the guy's fault, right? Like no matter what, it's like it's the guy's fault, right? So obviously a man's going to listen to his woman, and because a woman has discernment, and then ultimately I feel like the man has to make the decision, like big decision. And again, I know this question was a crazy scenario, but it's just the real meaning here was to say, like, are you willing to let your man lead, right? Like, are you willing to trust the man that you're with, right? Because if you understand that whatever this man has gone through, and if you respect the man for the decision that he's made previously to be the man that he is today, then you would trust this man's decision. Someone said something the other day. They mentioned that even if they go against a decision that her partner has made, she'll then pray over the decision. Right? Like, okay, I don't really, and then we'll pray. And then, but again, it's a partnership, right? You work together, and if the wrong decision is made, I'd rather it be my fault, regardless.
You, in your heart, you want to go left, but I'm saying we're going right. Which way do you want to go, and will you go?
If you were my husband, I would follow your lead. I'll say that. If you were my husband, I would follow your lead.
So now, imagine if I said, if you were my wife, then I'll pay for this first date. If you were my wife, I would show you that I'm able to protect and provide for you. So if some random guy disrespects you, I'm not going to do or say anything because you're not my wife, right? It doesn't make sense.
And the only reason why I'm popping is because how will we ever be able to get to that situation to be husband and wife, if we can't even be in that realm of respect in the beginning stage? When I don't feel like we'll get there.
I mean, I get that. That's kind of an extreme example. I feel you, but I wouldn't. It really would just depend on the situation. But I mean, to me, to be honest, I would say, if it's my husband, then yeah, I'd follow his lead. But obviously we would have worked our way up to that.
Yeah.
But it would just depend on how well we know each other. How much I trust you, stuff like that.
I completely respect that.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
But I know you got a little rebellion in you, and
I'm honest.
I respect the honesty.
He wanted to pop since he heard rebellious. All right, I'll have you head on back. Thank you. All right, well, that's all the balloons popped, unfortunately, but thank you so much for coming on. Let's give it up for him, ladies.
Thank you guys for having me.
I'll
You guys take care. All right.
Thank you.
And check here, I got a thumbs down because I didn't want a rebellious woman. Interesting.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning into this episode.
Well, yeah, that was it. So this is me explaining kind of like my thought process and things like that. But again, this is like essentially speed dating. It's impossible to get to know someone in the span of less than 15 minutes or whatever when asking limited questions. All right. So, but overall, this was fun. It was a great experience. I didn't go here to disrespect anyone. I feel I was very respectful, and yeah, a lot of people liked it. I asked some interesting questions, and I just wanted to come over here and elaborate a little bit more. Hey, you guys ever looking to invest in real estate? I'm the #1 guy. I help people build wealth, as I mentioned. I highly recommend investment property for your first house. Then you get to, the single family, the first multifamily will pay for your dream home. Right? Like, inflation is killing the value of the dollar. So highly recommend, if you do not own real estate, look to invest as soon as possible. If you need help, don't hesitate to reach out. Wish you guys all the best. Let's go. Let's grow.